So when it comes to brows for hooded eyes, you definitely want your brow. We're gonna say that this side is the do side and this one is the don't. For the do side, you want your eyebrow to be elongated. You don't want to close it off. We're just going to show you what not to do with your eyebrows, honey. I'm slaying the brow, whatever. And then at the tail, I'm gonna be like, cool, that's cool. A sad brow. It makes your hooded eye and your eye very closed and it just elongates that hood. As far as eyes go, you definitely want to prime your lids before you do any sort of application. Just want a smooth, nice canvas, and also you don't want any creasing and you want the product to be pigmented and show up and really stay put. I'm gonna just put this on my eye. And so you definitely want to bring that concealer in to basically where your brow starts. I have like this weird gap right here. And so you put the concealer and everything and it fills in that little area. And it's definitely so important when you're doing your eyeshadow too that you don't neglect that area, because that, I found that really pulls the whole eye look together. Now I'm going to set that area, which is another do. You need to definitely set it so that way it's not creasing at all. It's really important, guys, about transition shades, well, transition colors in general, and brushes to use. I'm gonna use this shade right here. And we're gonna put it on the don't side because you definitely do not want to be just smacking some color down. And another don't, I wouldn't just go back and forth like this. If you don't have hooded eyes, it's not a problem, but when you do, because I'm just going back and forth, I'm shutting off my eye right here, and it's also being shut off because I'm just dragging this powder all the way through. Now that I've done that, I'm gonna take the brush that I love for hooded eyes, and it's a shader brush. And you can see the top of it's rounded, which really helps get into your orbital bone area, and that is key. I'm going to take a transition shade now, and I'm gonna take this color right here. This is also a tip. I don't know if I'm going like in a number order, but I'm gonna take some of that powder on this brush, and I'm going to start, I'm gonna look to see where my bone is. And this is especially helpful if you're doing cut crease looks, but I just thought I would include it just so you know. So I'm feeling, and my bone is right here. So that's kind of where I know where if I'm doing a cut crease or whatever, that's where I'm gonna start cutting it. But for this, I'm just going to start patting on the powder. And it's so helpful to use a transition shade, you guys. Even, you know, one or two, just always go from lightest to darkest, because it's gonna help your whole eyeshadow look just blend together, look really seamless and diffuse. Once again, make sure you're filling in this part. I don't know, maybe it was just me, but I was like not filling in this part, and it's made a world of a difference, to be honest. I'm gonna go into that darkest shade that we used on the don't eye. And I'm gonna go right over the top of that. So that's about as dark as we're gonna go for inside of our eye. We're gonna now switch brushes so we can start concentrating the darkest shade on our outer V of the eye. And now I'm gonna start just concentrating it on the lower part and then winging it out. I feel like this area right here is your best friend, because it just helps to elongate your eye, especially when you're doing your eyeshadows in sort of like a winged motion. It helps to elongate your eye and just make it look real nice. So I'm also gonna concentrate that powder, like I said, on this area right here. Lately, I have been highlighting with Blink Electric Eyes palette and this beautiful fucking shade. Oh God, Speen, is that what it is? Don't side, I'm gonna be just real extra and just go all underneath my brow because I want that brow to pop. Everyone needs to see it. And I'm also gonna bring it down pretty low too, because who doesn't like highlighting the brow, you know? Who? That looks real not good, guys. Okay, so for the other eye, I'm gonna take a little bit of that powder. I'm gonna focus this in the arc of my brow. And I'll push it a little bit, you know, out this way toward the end. But it's not gonna go really any further than where I first placed it. And you see how it's not going very low either? I just wiped this one off because I can't find my blending one right now. And I'm just gonna start blending that into the eyeshadow shades. This eye is like already more like lifted, it's more out, and this one is definitely like more like cut off. You can see the lid, or you can see the hood way more than you can see in this one. Alright, so next we're gonna talk about eyeliner. My Inglot gel liner and this angled brush. Like that does not look flattering for us. It just doesn't. And just take note of where my least part of my hood is. And so when I draw my line, I'm gonna draw it, but I'm gonna kind of curve it just a little bit. And so now I'm going to lift my eye up. And then I'm just gonna I made just a thin line. I'm not going super intensely. I kind of, when you come back this way, you kind of want to curve it down just a little bit so that the majority of your wing isn't getting lost in your hood. I'm just gonna keep the line pretty close to the lash line. And I'm using short strokes because you can just connect them. See that most of it's not getting like lost in your crease. You can see the whole wing as opposed to like this little weird like divot you can see because like that's where the crease is, you know? So since we're still on eyeliner, we're gonna go ahead and talk about lining your lower lash line. On the don't side, we're just gonna go ahead and line the whole eye. Honestly, I don't wear a whole lot of black eyeliner. If I want to brighten my eyes, then I will use a white liner. I'll show you what I mean with the white first, and then we're gonna go over with the black. It might look a little funky, but I just want to see, I want you guys to see what I mean. So you can already see like it makes it way more bright and like your eye just looks more white and it looks bigger. Obviously I wouldn't leave it like this. I would smoke it out a bit more and then I would put some eyeshadow underneath and then mascara so it really helps not look so crazy. It's looking a little bit more blue, but that's fine. And I'm gonna stop about halfway. So because you're only going halfway, now you can start just kind of blending that out. So then you can add a lighter shadow here. Well, let's move on to lashes. So when you are picking out lashes, you definitely want lashes that go in a gradient effect. So they're shorter at the front and they get longer as they go out. So I'm going to give you some examples of some do's and don'ts. I would put these on my don't list because they are very dense and they're just really thick. It's really going to just close off your eye. It's going to put more emphasis on the hood and it's just like, it's just such a thick lash that like it's not going to be really flattering to your eyes if you have hooded eyes. My next don'ts, which are so sad, I literally ordered like 25 pairs of them because they're only $1. What's up? Let me tell you the issue. They don't have that gradient effect, so they don't go from short to long. The longest part is in the middle. That's a don't. That is a big fat don't. Don't wear those because that is gonna focus your lid and your hood right here in the middle of your eye. And it's so sad because they're so cute and wispy, but just don't do it. Let me show you a pair that I do recommend. You see how they go from short to long? Like, that's what you want. That way your eye looks longer because it flares. It just gradually flares. So you can see that the do side, how the lashes are, they're wispy and they make your eye just look really open and not concentrating on your hood, and it just looks really nice. So let's talk about the don't side. It's so dense. If you were wearing more intense eye makeup, you wouldn't be able to see it because this lash is concentrating like the hood all up in here, and it's not a flattering look at all. So just don't do it, okay? Ooh, I'm so greasy. God. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you guys found this helpful, remember to like and share with your friends and follow me on my social media. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!